So now we want to talk to the county executive, the United County Executive Anthony Picente, joining us now live here in the studio. So this has been a very big day, obviously, a long day for you.
It is.
Let's talk about the cooperation here, because we have two different parties coming together here. And this has been talked about a lot, I think, you being a Republican and then also with the governor being a Democrat. Sure. Two branches of government coming together. And over the years, we've been talking about this for a number of years, that has to happen in New York State, doesn't it?
It does, and it's a lesson that really needs to resonate in Washington these days, but it's happening here. We're working together because we have the same goal in mind, and that's to give our people a better life, a better economy, more jobs, as the governor stated so eloquently. It's about jobs, it's about growth, and it's about really bringing companies to an area that can exhibit that and move us forward. And we've had a great relationship. We work well together, and we do the same with our local elected officials. I'm proud to serve with all of them. I'm proud to serve the people here because they demand that, and we give that.
You know, we have the governor's entire announcement in its entirety at WKTV.com, but I noticed that a lot of the elected leaders, including yourself, I mean, you got a little emotional during this announcement. It's a long time coming, as Don mentioned, but there's so much passion that goes into pushing for these jobs. Mm-hmm. That did you just reach that point where it's like, we did it, we finally did it? It was
as I kept saying all day, it was kind of surreal because it has been a long time, and even in my previous career in working on the state and local level, this was the end game. This was what we had looked forward to. The nanotechnology has been on the edge of everybody's lips for years, and everybody keeps asking when and how are we going to do this, and we've been preparing for so many years, and in my time, we've been preparing a workforce, housing, Vision 2020, looking to the next 5 years, what are we going to look like? We have two great companies, and we have GE coming home, really, which was one of the stories of today. The GE that was such a big part of this community for so many years is returning. AMS, a global leader, is coming here anew to build a new fab, the next new fab in the United States, here in Oneida County. All of these things together really are what the focus was today, but about many other things. It's about coming together and rebuilding an area.
You know, we talk about the local jobs, though, and oh, hey, here are all these jobs, and great, people here locally can finally get back to work, but it's more than that. It's bringing in outsiders.
It is. It's bringing in outsiders. There's two phases, as I talked about this all day long today, and one of them is, I constantly hear, as we all do in office and others, is I want my children, I want my grandchildren to stay here. They're getting great education in this area, in this state, but then they leave and they go to places like Boston and Texas and California and other cities. Now we are in the global marketplace like never before, and we have been, but now it takes us up to another level. And it brings people here, and that's what happened back prior to my generation. People came here.
Well, like Kristen kind of brought up right there too, bringing in outsiders, more people coming in from out of town will be likely taking up a lot of those jobs, a good portion of those high-paying jobs. What do you say to the people here locally who live here now, who say, well, I want to be a part of that. I want those jobs. It's still going to impact them in some form or fashion, though, right?
Well, without a doubt. And when you look at the numbers that are talked about today, and there will be a ramp up. But when you look at GE, 470 jobs, when you look at AMS, 1,000 jobs, and when you look at the other companies, that's a lot of jobs. And remember, everybody, there's the offshoot. You know, the other piece is what other businesses, and that's why we have more work to do, because we have to continue the momentum, moving this forward, keeping the preparation in place on housing initiatives, on workforce development and education, so that we are prepared for this workforce and the workforce that goes alongside of it, because whether it's partners, spouses, et cetera, there's another job there. Mm-hmm. And we have to continue to prepare for that secondary job as well, or in the household and multiple. So the growth factor here is limitless, but we have to keep our eye on the ball and keep moving it forward, and that's another message that comes out of today. We have today was a great day, there's no question. We have a lot more work to do, and we're really excited about it.
And this is going to change the psyche of this area, isn't it?
It really is. I think that's what made it so emotional today, that for those of us who've been working on it, that's what it's about. It's about really coming together as a region, as a county, as a people, to say that we can compete in that global marketplace. We can be like those other areas, and we are. Now we can say we are. And this is why, and we have to move that forward.
Just a couple of years ago, I traveled to Albany and sat down with Roanne DeStito as the Commissioner of Office of General Services, and she talked about reaching this point, not necessarily for the jobs, but the morale
Yeah.
of this place that we call home.
Absolutely.
We're proud of it.
Absolutely. And I'm proud of the people of this region, in this county, and I'm proud to serve them because they do believe and they do have that optimism. I travel around the county all the time, and I always say this: people are optimistic, people are supportive, and people are in a place today where they haven't been in many years. And it's because of things like this. It's because of all the other stuff that we've been doing, all the other initiatives that have been going on. I mean, the Utica Commons, look at what that did for us over the last couple of years in terms of the tourism aspect, the agriculture aspect, and now a really booming technology aspect that puts us at the forefront, really, in New York State and in this tech corridor that everybody looks at and says, when are we going to be there? We are there.
Well,
And we're there today.
congratulations.
Well,
Congratulations
thank
on the
you.
announcement. So we have a lot more coming up here in the Live at 5 News Hour, but coming up on News Channel 2 at 6, Nicole Pitt's going to examine the timetable. When are the jobs coming? When is the groundbreaking going to happen for AMS? So we'll talk all about that coming up on News Channel 2 at 6. Oneida County Executive Anthony Picente, again, congratulations.
Thank you for having me. Thank
Let's get a first check now of your forecast tonight at 5. And for that, we want to go over to the Weather Center with meteorologist Jill Rio.
Good evening.